All right, welcome everybody. We are back. It's Zenith Online Racing. We are here for round 9 of Tier 1, the Canadian Grand Prix. It's Arbiga alongside, once again, Puff Digital.
Yes, I'm back. We're all back after
All
a
right.
break week.
We did have a
Um,
break week, and it looks like a few people have extended their break week because
yeah,
we're
15
running
cars on track today. Um,
a little
I don't
bit,
know.
a little bit low for Tier 1. Usually we got a full grid here.
Yeah, but a few returnees. Infamous Pillars, he's been off for a bit. Back, he had amazing pace throughout the start of the year, so curious to see what he can do. Um, should be a good one. I'm excited. Home country for the two of us. We love
Look,
Canada, love the track, and
oh
yeah.
Canada. Um, Yeah, so it looks, yeah, definitely some overcast. Looks like it actually might be starting to rain already. Possibly. I have been at this park for many events, and the rain comes out of nowhere, honestly. It really does. It's no
I was
surprise we've had
supposed to
so many wet
go
races here.
this year.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Well, I've been for two
Um,
Grand Prix and a few other festivals as well, so, I mean, the festivals get rained out
yes,
quite often, too.
I have been on the island. There's a wonderful biodome. I don't know if you can see it from the track.
You can, yeah. It is
Yeah.
down the back. I mean, you can definitely see it from.
In real life, yeah. I don't know if
Yeah,
they've
in real life,
added it
and
into
the
the
aerial
game.
shot in the loading menu in the aerial shot, you can see the biodome as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can see it while you're on track, but maybe from the broadcast view. We'll check that out. We're on board with Packer right now. He's starting the first hot lap of the session, or is somebody just ahead of him there?
No, I do
Or it is
believe it is
Packer.
Packer out
Yeah.
first. Yep.
All right.
Through
So let's
turns
see if
one
the
and two
broadcast
there.
shows us the biosphere. It's right there behind those trees, to be honest, and right there. And I don't think we're gonna be able to see it at all with all the tree cover.
No, probably not. But that's a minor inconvenience. Hopefully there'll
No,
be
he's
enough action on
invalidated.
track.
So backing out of this lap, who is behind Packer there?
Camden was
Camden
behind, I believe.
Luca. Always out early, Camden. I've noticed. It's Camden
He's
and Packer get
also
out there quick usually.
invalidated as well. So
There's the
Canada,
casino. You can kind of see the casino over to the left of it there. From while they're making the exit of the kink, you can see a casino. Um,
this will be our tourist guide to the
yes.
Montreal Island.
And there's go-karts at the casino as well, from my understanding. So,
There you go.
if you're ever there.
If we can't settle it on track, we'll settle it
He's
go-karting.
invalidated as well, which is quite a common theme around Canada.
Yeah.
Behind him, we have a Ferrari. It's Zag, who looks like he is on a push lap.
We have Doth on a hot lap. Notoriously good at Canada, very rapid. Obviously, racing without the line, so
He's been to the Grand Prix more times than me, for sure. I think he's been like 8 or 9 times, Doth.
yeah, very.
I've actually
familiar
met
with
him. I know what Doth Dalhoist looks like,
that.
right?
Can you describe it? We all know what he looks like.
Well, he's pretty tall. He works out a lot.
He posted that video.
Yeah,
Of
that's true. But he was wearing attire then. I saw Doth in like the flesh, you know,
that's true. Yeah.
in real life, like mulling around with his pops. So the authentic Doth, not the ZOR meme Doth.
And Papa Doth too.
And Papa
apparently.
Doth, yeah.
And he really sends it through the
Oh,
final
he sure
chicane.
That's
Oh
provisional
my
pole for
goodness!
Doth on the
the
mediums.
medium tire, what a lap!
He's gonna love
Um,
that little anecdote leading to his provisional pole lap. I think he'll enjoy that. He's probably
Five
smiling
laps.
right now as he's watching this back at work tomorrow, which is today now, Doth.
I've lost all track of the
Yeah,
order.
on board with Charlie. I think he's. I don't know. He looks like he's got the
in
battery
lap.
turned down. Yeah.
Camden moves up to provisional pole on the soft tire.
Aerostrike
Soft by
pushing.
just under a tenth.
Aerostrike up 3/10 on the mediums here. He's got a
Ooh.
110 on the board.
Quite a bit of wheel spin on the
Yeah.
exit of the hairpin.
That's going to cost him a lot. This is pretty much the longest straight. So you're going to lose a lot of time down in this straight from that.
And he does absolutely sends it through the final chicane.
Very cautious though still. 9.8, so excellent lap there. Camden onto provisional pole with the soft tire, 109.2 there.
Still quite a few cars who haven't left the pit lane. I'm wondering if maybe there's no threat of rain. That's why they're not leaving as of yet. But
yeah, I mean,
like they could come at any moment.
Yeah, with this kind of overcast in Canada, I wouldn't be taking any chances, to be honest. I feel like these guys may be waiting to go out on the mediums, perhaps.
Yeah, that could also be a thing as well. It's, from my understanding, a very, very difficult one-stop if you're starting on the softs.
Yes. I don't see anybody really pushing right now. It looks like we got a little bit of a lull in action.
Have one of the Alfa Romeos. We have Ginnet on track.
Yeah, his
looking
battery's
like he's
turned
about
down.
to set up his first hot lap.
Right.
So we can ride on board with Ginnet. You've surely all heard his voice before.
He's into the pit.
Into the pits. So
it's GP on an out lap. He'll be. Who's that Red Bull? Is that Arrow coming in? It is. So GP, I think, is going to be our next hot lap, really.
Yeah, he's got the track all to himself.
No,
you know what? Actually, Zamoglis is on track as well.
Is Zamoglis on a push lap?
No, Zamoglis is on his out lap. So we do have Packer, but
yeah, we're on board.
A bit of a lockup into turn 1 and into turn 2 as well, but he does stick tight to the apex. Shifts up through the gears all the way up to 7th, and he's invalidated.
He
spun! Oh, and Zyg coming up behind him. He does get turned around quick, but he's got a lot of traffic coming.
Oh, no!
Oh, Matthew Dernier, who I don't think is on a hot lap, so he should be okay.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. That's a bad place to spin.
There's
no good place to spin on a street circuit, but that's probably one of the worst spots. Blind corner coming down the hill there.
Yeah. Very, very tricky. Who else do we have? GP Colin, let's check in on him. It's showing he's gone purple through the first sector on the medium tires, so very clean.
He rode that curve, I think. I thought he was going into the wall there for a second, honestly.
He did hang on to it. Coming up to a lot of traffic here through the hairpin, so
goes a little deep,
too. Tow, but hopefully these guys can kind of get out of his way. Is obviously all the way on the throttle now, up into 8th gear, and we'll see how he takes this final chicane. Riding on board. A little hesitant. He could have carried a bit more speed, but when you don't have a time on the board, it's just very crucial to make sure you get on the board.
Good
and
lap.
A really solid lap. Yeah, 109.6 on the mediums.
Doth still sitting second on those mediums, though. That's a pretty impressive run.
Yeah.
I
What else do we have?
I wouldn't be surprised if he ran another lap on them, honestly.
Yeah, we've got Zamoglis now coming down through the final chicane. Oh, and he didn't invalidate it. It looked like he took a lot of curb on the entry. We'll see what he can do.
Whoa.
And a 108.8. First man into the 108s. So
that is a big lap from Zamoglis, well ahead of the rest of the field.
He attacked the final chicane very aggressively, and seems to have paid off. So kudos to Zamoglis.
Camden says he's on an out lap, but it looks like he's pushing to me. Very quick through the final chicane. Let's see what kind of time he sets here.
Just about to start. No, he's just setting it up. We have Charlie. Oh, he's invalidated.
Yeah, Charlie was
moving
out of people's way. Ginnet?
We've got Ginnet. Yeah, it looks like he is pushing on the medium tires still.
I think he's done maybe he's done 2 warm-up laps, perhaps. I don't know.
He may have got wing damage.
It might have worked.
And that's why he pit. All the way down to first gear, misses the apex, and a bit of spin on the exit too. So
too much curb there too.
Yeah, it's gonna compromise his run down the back straight here. But again, with
Ada Poutine here down that back straight.
I believe it's pronounced Putain.
Putain. I just wanted to call it Poutine for our American friends that might be like, what the hell did he just say about Putin?
A very solid lap from Jinnit on the medium tires, just 7 or 8 1,000ths off
Yeah.
of Doth. So,
Oh, Camden.
and Pillars with an absolute cracker of a lap.
That isn't. Sorry, I saw Camden move and thought he just set a time, but it was
Yeah.
infamous. Yeah, infamous Pillars.
Putting
with a
T1
108.
on notice. He is indeed back. We have Doth coming down the back straight for his first lap on the medium, or soft tire rather. Just heading into the final
He's up
chicane.
5/10 it said, which would give him
Ooh,
a crack at provisional pole, and he nearly lost the car there.
I know, watching the cars go through.
And
there.
that's it. Oh no, I thought
so
he got
close,
it.
So
I saw the purple.
close.
I saw the purple pop. I thought
Yeah.
it was pole, but it was just the
Yeah.
sector. But yeah,
Really
that
solid lap.
wheel was nearly gone. The good thing is it's a short lap, so you got plenty of runs at this.
Exactly, yeah. Definitely a track you can get 4 runs in if you're in and out
If you're
pretty
quick,
quickly.
yeah.
So
Guys like Camden and Packer that were out there right away will definitely have a crack at that. Packer has invalidated every run, though, I think, so far. He's on a push lap right now, coming through the hairpin. Heading down the Casino Straight now. Let's see what he can do. Not invalidated yet. And
we
he
hold our breath as he goes
I
to
thought
the
he cut
final
it.
chicane.
I thought he cut it there. I don't know how he didn't, but he's on
And a
provisional pole.
108.3. My goodness. It's exhilarating just to watch them
It
drive
is.
to the final chicane. Honestly.
Doss
So
heading into the
close
pits.
to absolute despair.
Yeah, and I mean,
and
at the
they hang it
exits-
in there, and yeah, they just power on through. So Packer, no stranger to pole position, is currently on provisional pole, and he'll definitely have time for another run as well. So, see what he's able to do. What do we have on
We got
track
a
here?
Renault coming down. I believe that's Ryan on his first hot lap.
Mr. Joshua, he's invalidated. Matthew Gurney
Ryan's
behind
the
is also
pits.
invalidated. We've got Zyg. Scored his first points of the season last race, coming into the final chicane here. And he's very, very cautious into the final chicane. See if he can improve, and he does get into the top 10, so solid improvement. He should still have enough time for another run if he gets back around and out.
Comes Durnia, who's invalidated, or is that Joshua? Joshua's invalidated as well, but he's on
Mr.
his
Joshua's,
hill lap.
I think, setting up, his push lap here, so right on board with him.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go here. Probably in a bit of a transition point of qualifying, but Joshua about to start a hot lap, so let's get on board with the Season 3 champion.
Yes, the reigning T1 champion. We've mentioned it before, but important to note again, he is racing without any assists, including the line, so in spite of that, though, has really put in some solid results.
Yeah.
And seems to kind of be coming into his own the last few races, so...
Just steady.
Ooh, very aggressive there. Kind of has a bit of a wobble on the exit. But, yeah, extremely consistent, very steady driver, and very rarely do you see him caught up in any incidents or things of that nature, so... good to see him getting back on form. Obviously still a bit off his pace from last season, but quite impressive.
Oh, he's
and he
missed the corner.
it entirely. Yeah, he missed the final chicane there.
Yeah,
Must have got caught up listening to our praise of him.
Too busy looking at the dirt on his shoulder. He was trying to brush off and missed the apex there completely.
Yeah.
Who are we looking at coming
and
down
we
to
do
the
have a
chicane?
message
Jinnit.
from Doth, sorry to interject, just saying drive for quality and drive for the race. So
108.3 for Jinnit. Oh, that's so close to pole position.
Oh, actually,
man.
I had forgotten. This is one of Jinnit's favorite tracks as well, and has been since he
true.
first joined us. I remember there was a few times before Monday and Thursday were separated by pace. He was a Thursday driver who had reserved for Monday, but that's just Shane who had came with us. So Zenith obviously has also turned off a few assists this season, and
Oh, way into the pits there for Doth.
he's looking very strong.
Who are we riding with here? I got very distracted for a moment. I've just got a lot
I am
real life
riding
things
with
going
Zenith,
on and distracted
which I
myself
obviously shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Zamogla seems to be setting himself up for his next hot lap. So,
Dern is stuck behind Joshua trying to get into the pit box there.
so I imagine we're going to see a furious pit lane in the next few moments as everyone gets ready to leave. But in the meantime, I'm on board with some Moglis currently as he's going through. We're not on board. Broadcast view is Moglis. He looks to improve on a 108.8.
A lot of guys in the 108s here. We got top 5 all inside the 108s. Camden very close. T-Money very close as well.
Moglis looking pretty clean so far on this run. This is only up less than a tenth though, so not a lot to be gained. We'll see if maybe he can make up. I feel the final chicane is always and Packer didn't even know he was on a lap. Gets dangerously close to the 107s. My goodness. And here comes Moglis again, really attacking that final chicane. Pretty confident on the entry, but he does improve, but not enough to get ahead of Doth. So he's hold station in 5th.
Packer very close to the 107s, as you said.
Yeah.
Very good lap from him. We'd already done a couple laps with him. I just didn't want to ride with him on that one, but probably should have. Could have been pole. Zyg starting a lap now. Great shot of the Wall of Champions there, which I believe he may have kissed a little bit. A little peck there for the Wall of Champions. He is starting his hot lap, Zyg. Do we have anybody on a hot run? Doth is out there on an out lap. If you can pick anyone up, let me know. I'll ride with Zyg for the moment.
I would stick with Zyg. I'll go through the rest of the order to try and find someone potentially. We do have Ryan coming through turns 3 and 4.
So he'll be behind Zyg.
Yeah.
Then T-Money perhaps? No, it's a McLaren GP Colin,
We've got Arrow on a hot lap. He's getting a pretty good toe down the back straight, about to go through the final chicane, attacking the Wall of Champions here. Seems a little cautious, but again, he's going to get a nice toe down the back straight, or the pit lane, and
Packer has dropped
to 11th. So I think he retired, not dropped.
Oh, did he retire?
Yeah, I believe.
I saw yellow flags somewhere as well.
I'm back on board with Ryan.
Oh, Zyg with a big save there. The car stepped out on him. Wanted to go meet the Wall of Champions personally, and Zyg said no thank you.
And Ryan now coming down the pit straight. See what he can do, and he goes into 10th. So, solid lap from him.
Who's behind Ryan there? Is it Doth?
We have GP, who failed to make it across the line on the medium tires.
Doth, I believe, improved, but still 4th for Doth.
It's showing he invalidated on mine. I don't know if that was the previous lap or this one.
Maybe.
Seems he's still attacking quite a bit. I'm surprised.
Camden backed out of it, I'm assuming because he did his best lap on the mediums, perhaps? Or, no, they were on the softs. I don't think he lifted at the line there, but I think they're all invalidated once they cross at the checkered flag, right?
Yeah, Doth is showing checkered flag, even though it's showing...
Yeah, he crossed the line simultaneously almost with the flag. I don't know if he was... Maybe he didn't get his run in.
It looks like he's still attacking, though, like his battery's draining. Doesn't look like the computer's controlling. You know what? Maybe it is computer.
Yeah, Zyg heading in. I believe that's it for quali. So Packer is going to take pole position there. Nobody into the 107s, but Packer very close, 108.048. Jinnit just behind, a 108.3. We've got Infamous with a 108.5. Doth with a 108.6. Zamagos with a 108.6. Charlie with a 108.9. Camden with a 109. T-Money with a 109 as well. And Zyg 9th. Joshua 10th with a 109.2 and a 109.3 respectively. Ryan just outside the top 10 with a 109.3, so he's going to get tire choice. That's a really good spot to start from, especially in a
Yeah.
race where any race where it's medium hard is the right strategy. If you start 11th, like, you really have an advantage because the guys out, and I think everybody in the top 10 has to start on softs. So, you know, like, they're all going to have to go
Yeah.
pretty early,
Yeah.
and you're in a prime position with, and not a very big
This.
field either. Like, anybody right there, like, anybody outside that top 10 could win this race because there's only 15 cars here today.
Yeah. And I will say though, for the guys on the soft tire, it is a track which I feel a safety car is very, very likely. The
Yeah,
walls
for
are
sure.
very close for a lot of these corners. The Wall of Champions likely to claim at least one victim. So there is the potential to have that on your side. In saying that though, I will be back in a couple of moments.
Yeah, no problem. There it is. The sphere. They showed it. Maybe you caught it there on the menu. Still overcast though, eh? Like, you never really know when it's dynamic. Even if the forecast is dry, it could easily turn to rain here. I've seen it before. In Canada, infamous for rain, so I could definitely see it being a little more likely here than other places. I'm also taking a half break myself because I'm trying to deal with some things, real life things, just getting rid of stuff as I'm moving. But it looks like Packer has started the Grand Prix there, and Doth has readied up, and Zmoglis has readied up. So I believe we're assessing a 10-second penalty for people that start the Grand Prix early, are we not? Something that was implemented. I don't know if Packer was given direction to do that. I don't know if he's the host. Maybe he is. I have no idea. I haven't been paying attention in Discord. Nonetheless, let's get things going. We are on the formation lap. Let's bring up the tires. So, GP and Era Durnia starting on the soft tires outside the top 10. Questionable decision there. Maybe thinking getting a cheap pit stop though under the safety car. Maybe worth it to give it a crack. Hard to say. Let's close that. Let's close that. Alright. Packer leading the field there. Jinnit behind. Jinnit warming those tires. So very strong attack for Jinnit here. If he gets a good start, I could easily see him getting away. Obviously, Packer just has that pace advantage. He seems to have a couple tenths over most of the field here, no matter what track we go to. I think he had one bad race, really, where he just didn't really have as much pace as other tracks, but for the most part, he's up there fighting at the front every week, if not winning the race by a sizable margin. So, see if Jin and Infamous can do anything from second and third. We know Doth has great pace here. He doesn't really make mistakes. He loves this track. We could easily see Doth scoring a podium here today. Zmoglis in fifth. Really hungry for podiums. He's feels like he should have been on the podium a lot more this season already, so he's got to start making up for it at some point. Race 9 seems like a good point to start trying, maybe you try a move that you wouldn't have tried before. I don't know what kind of stuff you need to do to get that extra little push, but also made a lot of mistakes too, so maybe pushing isn't the answer. Maybe just being patient. Charlie in 6th, Camden 7th, T-Money 8th, so Camden probably a little disappointed to be starting 7th. Not terribly difficult to overtake here, but it isn't easy either, so you definitely want track position as pretty much the way it is anywhere, except for maybe Russia. But The grid is reformed. The lights are on. We have all 5 lights on. And it's go in Canada. It looks like Jinnit got a pretty good launch. He's close to Packer, but not close enough. Infamous gets a great launch, sending it down the inside. Oh, and he nearly gets squeezed out there by Jinnit. Very tight stuff there, but for the most part, looking pretty clean through here. We got 3 wide around turn 1.
Yeah, all looks very clean throughout the field, actually, at the moment.
Oh, there goes... That was
Zig off track. Was able to rejoin pretty safely, actually.
Was that Zig? I've lost track as to the order messing up like
Ferrari,
it does.
yeah, who had
pulled the Vettel.
Grass. Yeah, he did pull
Look
the
at
Vettel,
Doth
yeah.
go. Oh, sorry. No, it was Doth, I believe. Because he's lost a bunch of time there, it looks like. Maybe. Hard to say.
No, it was Zig. I was with him.
Yeah. Doth under pressure from Camden here. Camden gets a great start. He's attacking for 4th already from 7th.
Yeah, a couple places gained for him. Oh, and Zig has spun out of the hairpin. I don't know if someone made contact from behind. He does get it whipped around pretty quickly, but that drops him.
Here comes Infamous.
Back.
Oh, Jinnit goes very deep there and has to cut the corner. I'm not sure what happened there. I did not get a great look at that. It was a little slow getting to it. Trying to figure out where I was going there, and obviously the week off made me a little rusty. I caught the end of it, but I just didn't quite see how Jinnit ended up off. Was it Infamous into him, or was Jinnit just being super cautious? We're on board with Doth right now. He's got a great shot of the 2 cars in front. A nice shot coming through the trees here. He's under pressure from Camden and Zamaglis as well, so quite the battle going on here for 2nd place. Jinnit really bunching the field up here, and really Jinnit doesn't want to be doing that. Jinnit wants to be chasing Packer. He wants to win this race.
Yeah, cork in the bottle at the moment.
Here comes
Zamaglis. Yeah.
A lightning launch out of that exit, and before the hairpin gets by Camden.
Yeah, defends it extremely well too, closes that off. And Infamous now also right alongside Jinnit. We'll see if he gets ahead before the corner. Yeah, he does.
No DRS either.
Indeed. Yeah. Also got a wicked launch.
Pure base Jinnit. Ooh, nearly into the wall of champions there. We had that nice over. Oh, there is someone in the wall of champions. Charlie has smacked the wall pretty hard, I think. I saw someone bounce right off that wall.
Yeah, he's missing his right end plate. DRS obviously now enabled on lap 3. And there's... the entire field is within DRS range.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just madness. Obviously, Packer out front has got a nice little gap. Charlie's a second behind Team Money with that wing damage, but yeah, wow. Very tight grid so far. Mr. Joshua's got a wicked launch. And yeah, he'll clear him easy. Ryan's going to have to wait till the back straight, most likely. He's on those medium tires, so pretty solid position for him right now.
Yeah, I don't know why the guys outside the top 10 decided to go with the softs, to be honest with you, but a couple of them did.
Yeah, could always be a case of forgetting to switch it. I've definitely been guilty of that myself a few times.
Yes, indeed. GP Colin all over the back of Ryan here. Could have a crack into turn 1 if he stays close. Oh, big crash there! Charlie into the back of Ryan, I believe. And someone else into the wall now. So, who's been pushed?
It looks like he wanted to go straight into the pits. Obviously, the braking, if you have the line on the braking zone, is quite a bit different. So I don't know if that threw him off, but yeah.
Was it Ryan that he hit?
Earlier. I believe it was, yeah.
Because someone lost a big chunk of wing in the wall of champions as well, and I'm trying to figure out who that was.
It looks like GP Colin. He's missing his left end plate here.
So maybe reacting to what happened to Ryan there, he caught the back of Ryan. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
That was quite the incident there. Just happened to switch to it and saw a giant piece of front wing the size that Seb Vettel was trying to carry over the weekend. About that size, fly up into the sky on the camera.
Like, right into the living room, yeah.
Yeah, so where's Seb when you need him? GP looking for another run here on Ryan. It's very close. Not close enough. Obviously missing that wing is going to be hurting him now. GP still trying to find a way. We got Zamoglis and Camden within DRS range of Doth as well. So starting to spread out a little bit, but nothing too crazy at the moment. We got GP still hounding Ryan here.
Yeah.
Our way through Sector 1 into Sector 2.
Which I'm surprised because GP is missing an M plate, whereas Ryan appears to have his full wing. So
yeah,
GP managing the damage well. I can't imagine the lifespan of these soft tires is too much longer, which is likely why GP selected to stay out.
Ryan is catching T-Money a bit as well here, so these softs probably starting to fall away a bit.
Yeah, yep. We'll definitely have to wait and see who blinks first.
Front runner is starting to close up a little bit again. So now we've got Doth just drifting out of Jinnet's DRS range, where Zamoglis is barely hanging on to that as well. He's actually just slipped out of it too, so DRS starting to... some of these guys starting to drop the DRS distance now, so we're going to see a little bit of spread at the front perhaps, but Ryan...
The medium tires seem to definitely, be coming into their own right now. I'm curious if,
flying too.
I really don't know what the tire strategy is around here, how long the hards can go, but if you're Infamous, do you try an undercut? I mean, it's a short track, it's going to be difficult to pull 2 seconds over a lap, but fresh tires might be enough to do it. And Ryan gets a wicked exit off the hairpin. I think he's going to have T-Money down the back straight here. We'll see how well T-Money's able to defend, but no, he's going to have no chance here. Ryan, yeah.
Absolutely flying, and there goes Arrow behind as well. Arrow clean through too. Big lockup for Arrow.
And so Ryan, sitting pretty here. 7th place, the leader on the medium tires right now. So guys at the front holding pretty steady, but it seems Pillars may have made a mistake. He did have that gap under 2 seconds, back up to 2.6, and Jinnet is now right behind him as well.
So someone like Jinnet that's just really good at this track, really enjoys it, might start to thrive in a situation like this where the tires are starting to fall off a little bit. He just has a little bit more of a natural feel for the track, but again, we don't really know Infamous all that well yet, so we don't know
if this is a good track for him. Red Bull Adri, he has spun, he has got the car sorted, doesn't seem to get in anyone's way. He does have a bunch of cars coming up behind him right now.
Big gaps back there, eh? All these guys have pit, I assume.
These guys have pit. Adri has gone off track and wrecked that little baller that was there. And Pillars has pit. He seems to have gone for the undercut here onto the medium tires, so I feel he's definitely going to have to stop again.
Fuzz did point out that Mr. Joshua had pit, but it doesn't look like it worked out for him because he's well behind.
Yeah.
He must have had a wing problem or something. 'Cause that's odd for him to be so far off.
Yeah, I'm curious. We have Zamoglis really closing on Doth now. Really depends on the exit he can get out of this hairpin, and it looks like he took a much better line, to be honest. So, it's gonna be close. Doth did get a pretty good launch. He's even harvesting right now. If these guys dive into the pits, they do. Zamoglis forced to stay out, obviously, as his teammate Jinnet was pit ahead of him. So,
Yeah, it's
Ryan
no double
jumps
stacks in
into
this game.
third. Packer has still stayed out, so lap 8 now on these tires.
He's got the gap though. Like he doesn't have to react right away, but he probably doesn't want to wait too long.
No, because I mean, I feel he's going to end up coming out behind Infamous at
He
this
is
point
struggling
in time.
here. I'm on board
Yeah,
with Packer now, and he's slipping all over the place.
Maybe waiting for a safety car, VSC, something along those lines. Maybe trying to stretch it to a one-stop. But he's definitely going to come out behind Pillars at this point.
Big lock up there. That's not going to help.
Pillars. A 3-second penalty.
Yeah.
We have Dernia now actually catching the back of Arrow. Surprisingly, as he's on 8-lap old soft tires compared to Arrow, who's on the mediums. So maybe a bit of wing damage for Arrow. Not quite sure.
Zem stays out as well.
For another lap, eh?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I am as well, but like we don't know that these guys are thinking, hey, let's run a little longer, one stop for sure. Where the other guys might have just committed to the 2-stop thinking we're going to get a cheap safety car at some point. Like there's no way we're going the whole race without someone crashing, right?
Definitely. And Pillars, he's definitely going to be ahead of these guys. He just makes a move on GP through turns 3 and 4 there. Buzz, does Ryan and Arrow decent spot for a podium? And I do tend to agree here. They are primed for a one-stop strategy.
Yeah.
And Ryan right now is just consistently taking time out of Zimoglis.
Big lockup for Zem there too, so he's going to have to consider getting off these tires shortly. Jinnit picks up a 3-second penalty. I feel like we're going to start to see a lot of those coming through now that we're into lap 10.
We've already missed a few.
Yeah. It's, you know, you're cutting at least a corner or two most laps around this track for most guys. Like there's some guys that are very, very stringent on not cutting corners, but most people do manage to do it.
The only one I think who's managed to not pick up a penalty at Canada. And we do have Zimoglis in the pits now, and he's gone on to the medium tires. Again, I don't think those will make it to the end of the race. And he's come out behind Camden, so I believe, and he's going to come out behind Team Money, I think, as well. No, you know what? I'm way off. He's ahead of both of these guys, honestly. Jinnit, though, really pressuring GP, who's on 10-lap old softs and does have wing damage. So
and he just touched the grass. Jinnit's got to think about going for it here. Very close. I think he's close enough for a send. He's going to send it. He does. Oh, he's bullied his way through there, I have to say. I don't really know if that was necessarily unfair, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, he really
bullied his way.
Made his presence felt.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's one the stewards could probably debate all day, to be honest, but...
Yeah, I think I would definitely lean towards, just racing at that point. You know what I mean? But you don't want to see that become difficult, the kind of overtakes you're making.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, different strategies, I can kind of see why he was a little more, like, willing to... Like, if that was a straight-up head-to-head battle, then that would not probably be the fairest pass, but... I kind of get it.
We do have Packer, who's come out on the medium tires, and he is behind Pillars. So
he is.
Again, I really do think Packer's going to have to pit again.
Pillars is about to clear Dernia as well. He's right up his butt.
Big lockup from Dernia, who's got 11-lap old softs. Those things must just be...
Pillars has got to send this for sure. He has to get through here. We'll put Packer behind. And he does. Good move from Pillars.
Well before the corner.
So Dernia now, can he do anything to keep Packer behind? It doesn't even look like Packer's going to be behind into the hairpin at this point. Very close there. Big lockup from Packer, though. And on the exit, he's side by side with Dernia here. Just so much more grip. And before we even hit the DRS zone, Packer is ahead.
So Pillars, I'm not going to lie, Pillars and Packer are showing phenomenal pace right now. They're already behind the guys who started on the medium tires, having been a pit stop down. So see if Pillar sends it on Arrow here. He thought about it, but does tuck back in. Takes a bit of a different line to get a good launch here, and oh, he's so close behind. Obviously knows he's battling Packer currently for the lead of this race, but these guys actually, Arrow and Ryan, are going to, I'd assume, only make one stop. So
yeah, so anything really could happen at this point. The longer these guys hold these guys on the fresh mediums up, the better it is for their race ultimately. But I just don't want to lose too much time. And I don't know there, but Arrow was kind of forced off by Infamous again there, like a very similar to...
Yeah,
it's not the greatest overtaking spot, and someone always seems to end up on the short end of the stick off the track.
Yeah.
And Aerostrike loses another spot.
Lifted and tried to make this fair as possible, but I mean, at the same time, yeah, I don't know.
Comes Jinnit on Durnia. He needs to get through here to keep pace with the front runners.
Packer.
Jinnit alongside. He's clear into the final chicane. Oh, there's some wing damage there. I believe that was Durnia. Clipped the back of Jinnit on his way into the pits. Let's see.
Again.
Do they go for the wing? They are going for the wing. Yeah, so there's another wing
another
change.
Casualty of the pit lane, and Packer is all over Pillars at the moment.
You gotta think, once Packer, if he gets ahead of Infamous, does he consider just extending the mediums and sort of slowly building his lead rather than just pedal to the metal? It's hard to say, because he could just get away with not pitting again, but then if there's a safety car, he's screwed. It looks like it is clearing up a little bit too, actually. I do see some blue sky there towards the end of the hairpin. So I think we're probably clear for a rain threat now.
Yeah,
although I've said that before.
Guys did say, yeah, it was supposed to be dry, but sometimes you really can't tell.
No. Comes Jinnit on Arrow now. This looks like it's going to be a done deal into the Wall of Champions. Jinnit should clear Arrow here. He does. Infamous doing well to keep Packer behind ahead. Jinnit clean through. So Jinnit carrying that penalty, now charging towards the podium places. So Jinnit, I will say Jinnit's pace looks pretty good right now. I could easily see him catching these guys in the next lap or two, especially if Packer doesn't clear Infamous. So Infamous is sort of holding him up, but Infamous is just quick enough to keep him behind.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tricky one there.
It's really about keeping it the exit of a few corners, right? Like the hairpin, obviously.
Packer, sometimes I feel like he's just toying with us, but he's very close now. It's like he's sitting there listening to the stream being like, wait till they doubt me, then I'll prove them wrong. Here he goes, into the hairpin, he sends it.
Oh,
big walk up. Oh, and they make contact there on the exit. So,
yeah.
It was a bit of a send, a little unnecessary, but it should be Infamous with DRS. No, it looks like Packer got it.
Yeah,
so.
he was behind when they passed the detection zone. There. So
T-Money went on the hards, Fuzz is pointing out.
And Doth back up to 4th as Arrow finally pits. Ryan's gone onto the soft tire to point that out, so he seems to have abandoned the one stop.
A medium soft. Medium, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could work, though. I mean, say we get a safety car right now, suddenly Ryan's in 8th right behind everybody on old mediums while he's on fresh softs. It could work out.
Yeah.
T-Money on the hards, though, 13 seconds behind. He's actually losing time, too, so Fuzz pointing that out, but I just don't see how T-Money is going to turn that into anything big. I guess he's not going to the end, but
he's already
there
behind
goes
these guys at the
Zamoglis.
front.
Through on Aerostrike now. Doth is sitting in a little bit of a bubble here, a little bit of a cushion. He's chasing down Jinnit slowly, and he's trying to grow the gap to Zamoglis behind. Infamous already a second behind Packer, 1.3 off now. Aerostrike still trying to hang on to Zem here with that DRS. He's thinking about it, but no.
Still staying out. I mean, we've reached basically what would be the halfway point of this race.
He's got to be going for the softs, you think, Arrow?
Yeah, but how
He,
long is he gonna have to extend this? Another like 8 laps?
yeah.
Take
You
these
know,
like
you've seen him
25
do things
laps?
like that before, though, and sometimes it works.
Yeah, but he's gonna drop so far down the order.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. And really, how far the soft's going to go, even? Like, can he take them more than 12 in a
Again,
reasonable manner?
maybe hoping for a safety car. Somewhat surprised at this point, but again, Camden setting up a move on Arrow, who,
Yeah, he's all over him.
yeah, Camden thinks better of it here, but you can just see how much more grip Camden has. He can brake later, he's on the traction quicker, and yeah, he's going to get him before the hairpin. So those tires are just cooked.
Arrow has to consider pitting now.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just going to lose time. Ryan on the sauce behind is going to absolutely eat him alive once he gets there. So I don't know what you're gaining at this point. Oh, GP's out. Is this a safety car we're hoping for? GP has lost the car.
Track.
He has. I believe it is Adri.
Safety car.
It is a safety car. So Arrow's stayed out.
Just missed the pit entry.
Yes, but look who is there for the pit entry. It looks like all these guys at the back here: Zyg, Charlie. Oh, Durnia stays out, but he's on fresh mediums, so that makes sense.
Mediums to the
Joshua
end.
in. Joshua in though. Yeah, Durnia's going mediums to the end. He has to.
This long, will they?
Well, Arrow's just taking them 17, so.
Zyg comes out on the medium tire. I'd assume that's got to be medium to the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Charlie again, medium tire. Got to be medium to the end.
Durnia has to consider going to the end on these mediums now as well.
Adri has pit off of the hard tire, and T-Money has stayed out on the hard tires. So
T-Money's just not going to have pace though. These guys on the mediums are gonna. They're going to destroy him, and he really only would have lost one place going in, even if he'd lost that one place. Why? I don't know why. Should have just taken the mediums.
Agree. Packers in. Infamous
Everyone
is in. Yeah, Jinnit is in.
Does Doth consider staying out? No, he can't.
So, I think important
Zem
to see,
stays out.
Let's stay on with Zyg.
Zem stayed out.
Behind Jinnit, though. So
right,
again,
but still.
Yeah. So we'll see where Zyg comes in. He's going to be nowhere near the front runners, to be honest, actually. He's not even through the hairpin, so...
No.
Doesn't really gain a lot of time. Arrow, onto the soft tire. These cannot last 16 laps, can they?
Well, they only need to go, what? 15 once we restart?
15 or 14,
fixed his wing that was damaged, so... Maybe he can.
And Ryan onto a fresh set of mediums, so... I don't know.
It's hard to say. Ryan on those fresh mediums, though.
Arrow obviously couldn't go back onto the mediums, not to the end because he started on them.
Yeah. Durnia is going to be a little bit disadvantaged here with the 5-up old mediums kind of wedged in the middle of all these fresh tires. And then the race leader, Zamoglis, I mean, he's going to end up at the back of the field if he pits now. Maybe a little team play here. Maybe Zem's thinking, I'll sit in front of these guys and keep them slow, and Jinnit can try and pick them off. I don't know. But Zem, if he goes in, Zem's basically, I would say, dead last by the time he gets out. Or not dead last, but damn close.
Yeah, no, seriously, though, at this point.
Now. Might as well hope for another safety car and stay out.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
he has to. There's no.
They can't last to the end though. They're already 8 laps old. There's no.
No, they can't. But he can definitely put the softs on and go to the end from there. But it's it's not what you want to do. It's not ideal. But
so
it's a bit of an odd situation. But
Camden
there won't be DRS.
He's the only one who went onto the hards, actually. I forgot to note that.
Yeah, interesting choice there, because I definitely think the mediums go to the end, but do they fall off enough that the hards become a better tire at some point?
Hard to say.
It is hard to say, but T-Money decided to pit.
I
He probably
I mean,
listened to us.
Camden definitely will have tire life at the end of this race. I don't know if the difference is going to be enough. I don't know when
Is
they'll
the
fall
safety
off.
car going to be in this lap? Because I'm starting to think that Adri and T-Money might not catch it. It should be in this lap.
Adri, I think, should hopefully be able to catch it. Because even once it gets through Sector 2, they're going to back off, right?
Yeah.
Adri will catch up. T-Money...
No, I don't think it's coming in. Because we're through Sector 2 now.
So it could be one of those stupid late call-ins, but Adri's just hitting into the hairpin. He'll be fine.
Yeah, true.
T-Money, though, is really going to have to haul ass.
No, looks like we're staying
if it
out.
is coming in this lap.
Yeah, no, we're good. Good call for those guys, especially T-Money there at the back, making that decision to pit, because he's given up one spot to a guy that doesn't count, and now he's got a fresh set of tires to go to the end. I think that was a smart choice after not pitting initially. Zamoglis, though, very compromised here. Really, at this point, he's just got to be trying to help his teammate. If he can sit in front of Packer and Infamous and keep those guys struggling behind, force them into doing something desperate, and maybe Jinnit can kind of sit there and gobble up a win somehow. But, I mean, Zamoglis just... there's no point in pitting at this point now. It's become a team race now. Like, he's better off just sitting there and playing the spoiler.
Yep, no, I agree wholeheartedly. There's really... He can't do anything. He can't pit now.
No.
Absolutely not. The safety
car might as well try to go to the end, but I don't think he can.
On the exit there.
Even the safety car is cutting corners.
Yeah. 3-second time penalty for the safety car. Again, takes a bit of grass. Moglis getting really racy with the safety car, too. We'll find out real soon. And of course, it is in this lap.
So now, Arrow really only has to do 15 proper laps on the softs.
I still think that's way too much.
Yeah, but it's Arrow.
That's true. I mean, Fuzz said in the comments as well, if anyone can do it, it will be Arrow, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good shout. It's worth a shot, I guess. He might have that extra pace to get himself into a good spot, and then...
If he can make a few moves, maybe hope for another safety car, but we saw how
Zem
much he was
sends it.
on...
Zem has punched it. We are racing again once we cross that line. Packer has reacted well, though. He's very close. And Infamous,
same with Pillars.
Infamous has cut. He's got the 3 seconds, but he's going to get ahead here, possibly.
Yeah.
He's got to send it here. He does.
Side by side. Packer
they touch.
Line.
They touch for sure. Now Packer's squeezing him to the edge of the circuit. Can Jinnit do anything behind? No, Jinnit's struggling here. Must not have got his tires up to temperature there, Jinnit.
So Zamoglis kind of gets away for a brief moment here.
He's got to sit out front.
Behind. No DRS for the next 2 laps as well. A lot of these guys really going to be scrapping with one another. We'll see. We'll see who's warm with their tires. We'll see who's
Joshua with a penalty. That's a rare one.
Who's confident on the start. I believe that's actually his second of the race. I do believe he had another one earlier. I'm on board with Dernier right now, who's gone deep, and
here comes Infamous. He's got a really good slipstream here on Packer, but he's thinking about it. Packer's defending it. They're side by side through the wall, champions. Oh, unbelievable stuff there. I can't believe neither guy hit each other or the wall there. That's a very tricky place for it.
Again, side by
they touch again.
Contact
okay,
again.
Packer. And now Packer into Jinnit. Sorry,
Jinnit
Infamous into Jinnit.
Yeah.
Ah, man, the wheel-to-wheel there finally caught one of them out because they banged wheels a few times and nothing really happened until that moment where Infamous now is bobbled, and now it's like, well, where do we draw the line? You know, that's a tricky one.
I'll say I think Packer was ahead the entire time. Through the last 1 and 2 there, Pillars did, I think just bumped him at a weird angle, which caused him to recoil at an even weirder angle. But I don't think any driver necessarily did anything wrong.
No, me
That
neither.
was fantastic. Packer seems to be locking up quite a bit though, so
Look
and
at
now
the
he's
train
really
of cars here through the hairpin.
pressuring
The entire
Zamoglis.
field.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
entire field within DRS range here. This safety car has really livened up this Grand Prix. And Zamoglis
Yeah.
sitting out front, the cork in the
Get on
bottle.
with it, Zamoglis. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let them through. Because we got the entire field now closing.
And DRS is enabled,
Yeah.
so this will be the first real test for
Zem's
Zamoglis.
driver of the day for giving us a Grand Prix here. That's my vote. Not that it wasn't bad before, but this is really interesting heading into the final stint of the
Really,
race.
yeah.
Here.
I want to kind of watch what else is going on through the field, but I just don't want to take my eyes off the front here.
Got a very close gap there. Zag and Arrow right behind Ryan.
Yeah, we'll see if Packer.
No, he's not
He
close
won't be
enough.
close enough here. Definitely
Could get a
not.
good run down towards the hairpin though. We've seen it before.
Yeah,
Does
he seems to be
not
really strong out of 7 and 8 there. So
Zamoglis with a big lockup. Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to cost him. So Packer very close now, closing on
and
Zamoglis.
Pillars
Zamoglis
right
has to
behind.
consider.
Pillars got a wicked exit. He's right behind Packer, and he moves
Here
to
he
the
goes.
inside line.
So Zem might
Tell
be
me they're
safe
both
here.
gonna pass Zem.
No
Oh
way.
my goodness.
3 wide. This is crazy.
Oh, and Pillars gets 3 seconds. I feel he
Wow.
had to though to avoid
Yeah.
absolute carnage. My goodness.
Here comes Zem, letting he's let Jinnit through. Good move there.
Yeah.
He needs to
Almost
consider pitting now.
reminiscent of Schumacher.
I feel
Hakkinen
like-
at Spa.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Zem probably wanted to pit, but then when realized it was about to be 3 wide, thought maybe I should just sit here and you know, just
I've got
for
nowhere
the
to
one
move.
extra, yeah, just for the
Yeah.
one extra lap, I'll just sit here and maybe I come out in front and hold them up for another lap.
So this is going to be the
But,
true test
here it
now
comes,
to see
yeah.
if Packer
Can Infamous
kind
do
of,
it?
Get away, if he can build a gap. The DRS is very strong. 3 DRS
It
zones
is.
here, so
Infamous is very close here. If he gets a good run out of this hairpin, I think he's going to take the lead. And he goes very deep on the brakes, but gets a really solid exit there. Infamous right behind Packer. This is going to be a fight for
It's
the
gonna
lead
be
into
close.
the final turn. Here we
he's
go.
Gaining,
He's very
gaining.
Side by side.
side again.
Infamous
and
clears
he
him.
gets it. Yeah.
Oh, Packer with a
On
great exit,
Packer.
though.
Yeah, amazing switchback. We'll see if he's got enough speed to send it through, but Infamous actually got DRS there, so
Yeah.
definitely saved him.
Behind, we have Camden about to make a move on Arrow. He's very close to a move. At least.
Camden is falling down the order on these hard tires. He was right behind Doff. He's now
Oh,
lost
is he?
places to Durden, Ryan, and Arrow. So he's really struggling on these hard tires. They don't seem to be a good race tire. And Zamoglis now down into 5th. Obviously got passed by Jinnit and
Yeah.
Doff while we were watching those guys at the front. So
Big lockup from Packer there. So that's gonna
we've
cost
got
him some
Mr.
time.
Joshua facing the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah,
Adrian
collision
received a
with
5-second
Adri.
penalty. I don't know if that was because
BSC here. Now that's just
Adri-
Zem has to
Zem
consider
has
going
to
in.
pit. He
Yeah.
has to pit. No, he's not going to be close enough.
Could be ending though because Joshua has got going again. Yeah, Zem's a little ways off the pit. No, he might be able to snag. Oh no, we're back
It's
racing.
already back to race speed.
Yeah, so there's DRS enabled, but Packer really can't get the launch he wants there. So Infamous gets to keep the lead for another lap. Infamous needs to put the hammer down now. He's got Packer locking up behind, seemingly struggling with these mediums.
So difficult though with
And look at that,
3
He's-
DRS zones.
He's very close though. He's creeping up on 7/10 gap here. If he can break that
Yeah.
DRS, he still has time penalties he needs to overcome though. So
Yeah,
we
no,
don't
exactly.
yeah, he really needs to get on with it here.
Side picks up a 3-second penalty as he's closing in on Camden quite quickly, and Ryan is also right behind Durnya, who's on a 13 lap with medium tires. So this battle for 6th is heating up, and Ryan just looks so much more confident under braking as it stands right now. Really, really sending it late. See if he can set up a good exit here as Dernier goes pretty deep. And I think Ryan's going to have a shot. I think Ryan's going to get him here. Dernier's harvesting. And yeah, Ryan moves to the outside and he'll clear him before the final corner. Leaves enough room anyways just to be a gentleman about it and quick on the throttle to send that move.
Packer.
And Zyg right behind as well gets the move done on Camden, who is just sinking down the order right now. Those hard tires really not working for Camden. I don't know if Camden actually has wing damage possibly, which might also be contributing to this, but it doesn't appear so.
T-Money is under the softs now, 20 seconds behind, so he must have picked up damage and had to pit. Maybe when Joshua lost the car there, he collected him as well.
Yeah.
Packer, though, he's just kind of floating in that 3 to 6/10 range. He hasn't really been close enough for an overtake, but hasn't really fallen off either.
I think he's kind of biding his time. He's definitely got the advantage.
Comes Doth closing on Jinnit. He's looking for a podium here, and he's absolutely flying Doth. He might have a crack at this into turn 1.
Attacks the wall of champions.
It's a penalty. But we know Jinnit has a couple, I think. Does he? I don't know.
Yeah, Jinnit has at least 3 seconds. So, Doth did kind of butcher his exit there. We've got Ryan also now, seeing if he can close up to the back as Moglis, who, I mean, at this point is probably just
go to the
hanging
end.
on for dear life, and yeah, hoping he can survive.
Comes DRS for Packer, who's picked up a penalty now, so
yeah.
I don't know how many he's got, but I know Infamous has 6, I believe.
I believe so as well. So I mean,
but we Infamous could get one of those taken away because he was sort of forced off to cut a corner there, was he not?
Yeah, he was, but I don't think he necessarily is a tricky one, right? Because
yeah, it's the warnings really that matter. Like how many times have you cut before? Big
Packer
bobble.
gets a bit of wheel spin on the exit, which again is just so detrimental. Down the straight, and Pillars is just hanging on for dear life right now. And Pillars picks up 3 more, so this is getting quite spicy right now. As Ryan now within DRS range on Zamoglis, looking to continue.
Packer and Infamous side by side here, very close stuff, but Infamous holds it for the time being. At this point, you might as well hang on desperately because you could force Packer into some more cuts and maybe even out that time penalty. Oh, Packer sends it very late. They bang wheels again. They must have made contact 5-6 times in this Grand Prix.
They have been battling.
It's the
and
Montreal Waltz.
Arrow is right behind Dernier, but Zyg is catching up, and T-Money disqualified. I'm curious as to what he did to do that. Not really a reckless driver, to be honest.
Maybe got spun around somewhere, and I don't know. Packer's
I know
very
they can
close
disqualify. Here. Yeah, Packers just
he's gonna
take the inside.
Infamous with the late move.
Pillars goes defensive.
Great stuff.
That's that corner. I'm sure he got a warning, but
there comes Doth
again,
as well.
Packer.
Oh, there's a squeeze again.
The inside.
Bang wheels
contact again. Oh, and again.
Par for the course at this point, honestly. Like
none of them have caused one another wing damage, though. Is the
right? It's
the
good
crazy
stuff.
thing. Like it really just seems wheel to wheel. So
and you know, I have to say, while these two are squabbling here, Doth suddenly is creeping in, and we know we could win this race.
Yeah, so we missed Doth getting by Jinnit. We've also missed Ryan clearing Zamoglis as well. So again, more movement down the field. Arrow in DRS range, and Zyg has now joined up to the back of that group as well. So, Zyg, fresher tires than
for
the
Packer.
next
Big lock
4
up there.
cars ahead of him. Could really be on for some good points. And RC does say in the chat, T-Money disqualified for too many penalties. I
Really?
hate to laugh at your misfortune, T-Money, but that is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be in the same
think
boat
he
on
hates this
Thursday, if
track,
I'm
eh?
being completely honest, so... Can't laugh at yourself, you know.
Packer, now that he has cleared Infamous, has really put the hammer down. Like, he's
Yeah.
starting to build
I'm
that
sure-
gap.
I don't know if he's got more penalties than Infamous at this point, or if they're even. But... Arrow and Zyg is so close behind these two. Obviously, the DRS that Arrow has is making this extremely difficult, but Arrow's tires have to be just dead. 13 laps on the softs,
Yeah, it looks
We
like it's
saw
not
guys-
quite paying off.
taking them 10 laps. And they were cooked after that, so I am getting a glitch where it's not showing Arrow is shifting gears, it's just that constant over
Oh,
rev.
yeah. It drives me nuts.
So I will not be riding on board. Zmoglis. What happened to Zmoglis? He has spun round. I don't
Did he
know
get
what
puncture
happened to him,
again?
but it doesn't look like it. His
It
tires
looks
seem
like his
fine,
rear
but-
tire is punctured.
No, he's on the throttle pretty nice. I can't imagine they're punctured.
It's just the way it was moving. It looked like it was flopping around.
Yeah,
a bit,
he's
but
going
yeah.
a bit too quick, but Buzz wants me to check the penalties, but I refuse.
There's a lot of action on track here. We've got
It'll keep it a
Dernier
lot more
under pressure
interesting.
from Arrow and Zyg. Yeah, I guess.
If we don't know until the end.
Yeah, we really don't know what's going to happen. Anybody could win this race up at the
Drama
front
as
here.
we cross the end of the finish line. And Zyg is so close. He's got to just be kicking himself. He's gonna have to get. I don't want to say
Arrow's getting that little
desperate, but
toe
he's-
here.
Yeah, and he keeps getting DRS. Arrow is just managing 7th position at the moment.
Big lock up
As-
from Arrow.
Yeah, Packer continues to get away.
Charlie picks up a penalty. It's penalties galore here in Canada.
Yep. And Arrow, he must be getting close to puncture territory. He has to be. Oh, and a
Adri
flag in
crashes
Sector
out.
2. Adri is out of the race. It's too close to the end for anything to really happen. We definitely won't see a safety car. Oh, and Zyg! Oh, and he bumps the back Arrow. He carried so much speed through the final chicane.
That is awful luck from Zyg. He really should have been through there, but
Yeah.
ended up in the gearbox. Big lock up from
We'll see what
Zyg.
he
He must
can
be
do.
absolutely fuming right now. Just fighting
Oh,
his
and
way through.
Durnia! Has he
Durnia
let
with a
these
big
guys
bobble.
through, or did he just...
Now he's 20
Make a
lap old
mistake.
mediums. I think he just messed up.
Yeah.
Like, must have no grip left on those rears.
Yeah, those tires must be just cooked. It's Camden now is fighting back on those hard tires.
Yeah, this is the well. I said
this
that
is
at
what
some
he wanted.
point.
He doesn't have enough laps left.
Yeah,
But
at some point they were going to be a better tire, but unfortunately it's 2 laps left.
yeah,
Comes Zyg. Now he should be able to get Arrow here without that DRS advantage. Let's see if Zyg
Yeah.
can get through here.
and
He's right
Arrow's
up the back of him.
tires. I don't know if it's just a glitch on my end. They are just smoking on the exit every single time.
Yeah, they're absolutely
And
cooked.
yeah, Arrow's. He's helpless. I mean, honestly, fantastic. I don't want to jinx nothing, but great showing from Zyg again.
Yeah.
Obviously got his first points last week and is looking primed for another solid finish here. As Durnia actually is coming back at Arrow now, with Camden right on his tail.
Yeah, great drive from Doth as well, snagging that podium. At least for the time being, he's very close to securing it. Not far to go now, but good drive from Doth there, getting ahead of Jinnit.
Durnia is so close behind Arrows. Mahagos puts in the fastest lap. It likely won't count for nothing unless Charlie's got 20 some odd seconds in penalties, but
Good.
oh, and we've got a car off.
It's Jinnit.
It's Jinnit. He has lost a place to Ryan, and now Zyg. He's not going to get DRS, though. I don't think he was within that gap
He is.
prior
He's
to the
close.
infection zone. Yeah, he is.
He's in the DRS.
He's
No,
gonna
sorry,
be-
he's in the DRS range, but not close enough to get it.
Yeah, I don't think he
But
got.
I don't think he's gonna get it either. But we got Packer crossing the line for the win. Infamous
Crossing
second.
the line. Doth into second.
Doth into
off
second.
penalties.
Infamous carrying a ton of penalties there. Ryan
We've
crossing the
got Ryan.
line. Oh, nearly gets Infamous as well. But 2.5 off, and he was well behind.
And Zyg up into fifth. Arrow up into fifth. Camden up into sixth. Oh my goodness, the penalties are coming through fast and furious. Doth has dropped, or Jinnit, sorry, has dropped down to ninth.
Eesh.
Ay, ay, ay.
That is frustration. He was very close to a podium tonight, and now he's coming home
Yeah.
ninth. So Doth actually picks up second place here. Great drive from Doth. Packer wins the Grand Prix, obviously, with quite the margin there. Infamous was picking up a lot of penalties, trying to fight his way into the lead there. Unfortunately, he picked up so many that he lost second as well. Pretty much everyone with penalties there. We saw a lot of shuffling order.
I can't believe that. Arrow jumps up into fifth position just by keeping it clean. And the game thinks he was driver of the day, so well done.
Arrow strike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He popped him up there.
just in the chat too. These dirty drivers with their penalties. Here he is again.
Yeah.
Packer on top. This is becoming
Packer
a
on
familiar
top.
sight.
Doth, though, I believe his best result of the season.
Yeah.
Second place
No
finish.
surprise, it's in Canada.
And Pillars in third. So, well done to those guys. I'm going to run to the washroom real quick while we get these guys in here.
Yep. Ah, dude, I can hear you peeing. He's actually gone from the mic, but we'll just pretend that he can't defend himself because I have the menu open. He won't see this part of the stream anyway. Alright. Who do we have here? Packer. Doth. Infamous. Hey, where are these guys? I'm trying to find them in the friends list here. There's Packer. Infamous Pillars. Do I not have Infamous Pillars on my friend list? I don't think I do. I do not. Okay, I'll have to search him. There he is. Alright. Invites are out. Interviews will commence shortly. Show us how many pens T-Money got. Sorry guys, I forgot to scroll down. Hopefully somebody scrolled down on the race director for us. Because I forgot. Rusty, I said. Like, not doing my normal duties. Alright, who's in here? Hang on. You're second, Doth. Hang on. Nobody can hear you guys right now because I'm in the menu. I'm just checking to see where everyone is. We've got... Okay, the top three's in. Puff Digital. I don't know if he's back yet. I don't think he is. Might be back now. I don't know. Is Duff Pigtails back or what? Puff Digital? Duff Digital? Alright. I'm going to start the interviews, and then when Puff gets here, I'll let him take over. But Packer, another dominant performance there. Obviously, a little bit rougher than the last few races for sure. You had a little bit of a comfy run in the last few races, but today, fighting tooth and nail, wheel to wheel on track, despite the penalties. I think you would have won the race regardless there. But how are you feeling after that one?
Uh, well, I guess I wouldn't call Azerbaijan smooth sailing, but yeah, Canada, one of my favorite tracks. It was a pretty good race until the safety car. I had a good gap to Infamous in second, I think, and then the
Yeah,
safety
true.
car allowed me to pit for fresh tires, and then I just had to get past Zem, and then I had a little bit of a battle there with Pillars, but it was good fun out there.
Yeah, you guys were really duking it out. It was a lot of wheel to wheel, lots of banging too, lots of wheel to wheel smacks. So I think it was at least 4 or 5 times I saw you guys touch wheels, and it all looked pretty fair and clean though for the most part. Obviously, there were some tricky corners, and someone's always going to end up on the short end in some of those places. But nonetheless, looked like a good, fun, clean scrap. Um, yeah, great drive from second place finisher. That's Dothau Hoist, a man who loves Canada, a man who's been to this circuit many, many times. How are you feeling after that one?
Oh, fantastic! That was one of my goals for the season. I had two goals at the start of the season. One of them was to take a no-line pole, and then the other one was to get a no-line podium. So
Nice.
so this is one of them down. I just kind of I thought it was going to be a long race at the beginning when I got my first time penalty on lap 4. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to be in trouble today. But I just kind of stayed out of trouble and kept it clean. And once the car kind of got a little lighter and had a little less fuel in, I was able to just kind of put some laps together, and I was able to kind of benefit on the fact that I kind of drove in a decent amount of free air during the race.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Just to interject there, we missed you getting past Zenith on stream, but obviously crucial for your race. You ended up with a ton of penalties, but where did you get them?
Zenith had like a little moment coming out of the hairpin, and so like when he put a little too much power down too early, and he fishtailed a little, and then at that point, that kind of made the run down the straight. Kind of like he just slotted in behind me, like he didn't even try to defend it because he knew like he's like, I'll just live to fight another day.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Great result though, obviously.
Thank you.
You want to continue with it, Bigger? Or do you want me to?
No, you can carry on. You obviously missed it because you were away, but I was saying once you got here, you could take over. But if you want to go back to Packer and ask him any questions you have, feel free. But
sure.
Yeah, carry on.
Interview guy taking over, Brundle here. Packer, you finished in third. Or sorry, Pillars, not Packer. You finished in third. Sorry, Packer, you've been demoted. Pillars, though, you finished in third. You provided a ton of excitement at the front. First thing that jumps to mind, you want to talk us through when you both overtook Zamaglis down the back straight, what you were thinking, kind of how that played out?
My setup's built for that back straight, pretty much. So at least I knew I'd have half a chance. Probably wasn't the right call. But yeah, when we got down to it, I knew full well I had to go off track to make sure nothing was going to happen. So then I'm picking up another 3-second time penalty. But yeah, I fell out big time when I saw Packer and Zem right next to me. So I had to take evasive action, but yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, we'd even mentioned that on stream as well. Obviously, you have to kind of do what you can to live another day, as Doth said earlier. So it puts you in a tricky situation, but it was very exciting. And then, I don't know, what was your perspective fighting with Packer? Obviously, you knew you had X amount of penalties, but there was a stretch where Packer started to pick up a few. Were you aware that he had penalties, or you just kind of racing?
No, I was just cracking on. I had a feeling that my penalties are going to come back to haunt me, but yeah, no, I didn't bother checking in on it. Just cracked on, see how much pace I can get out of the car for the remaining laps.
Yeah, no, I get that. Head down, just trying to race, see what you can do. Obviously, Big a touch on it a bit there. You guys made a bit of contact, but at least from what we had seen, it all seemed like really fair racing, hard racing for sure, but it didn't seem like either of you picked up wing damage for either of you carrying wing damage. Did you have damage?
I was alright, but, no harm, no foul, is how I see it.
Fair enough.
If something happened, and I'll take the blame, but no damage, and to me, no harm, no foul. It's just racing.
Yeah, no, it looked really good. Like again, it's a tricky track to overtake. You guys were side by side through a number of different corners there. Really entertaining. Packer, did you pick up damage or again all clean? Good hard racing.
No, I didn't have damage. I think I had like a penalty and 2 warnings by the end of it, but yeah. So.
Well, I really don't have much else to ask. I guess my go-to question. Next track is France, I believe. Yeah, should be France. Is anyone really excited for France? A good track, bad track? Can't be bothered with it.
I'm excited for France.
You're
I am
not
too.
racing.
I
Don's excited.
race.
There we go.
I'm a racer.
You do. Yeah, you do. But not in Tier 1.
I'm a big boy.
If you get on the podium on Thursday, you can talk about France.
Fair enough. That's my. All right. That's a good. Bet. I think I like that. I like Canada too. I would really love the podium here.
So enough about Bega, but the rest of you guys, are you looking forward to France? Doth obviously seems pretty stoked on France. Packer?
I think I did a preseason race there for another league, and I was pretty quick, so it should be another strong track for me.
Shocking.
every week.
Yeah.
Damn it. What tracks don't you like? What are like
we
bad
already
tracks
did the
for you?
one. It was the second race, Bahrain, I think, or something.
Yeah, let me know so I
Bahrain
can
is
start practicing.
Well, I did show
Like
up in
for that
Bahrain,
one.
but if we ever go to China, put me in Tier 2, please.
China? That you know what? No.
Wait, I
like
almost won that race. Wait,
Everybody
never mind.
hates China. I love it.
I love China too. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I find it very fun.
It's
Pillars,
fun.
what do you think of France? Is it a good track for you? We're glad to have you back. Also, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but we are happy to have you back. You
Yeah.
are one of the guys on the grid who's shown crazy pace this year, and you can definitely compete for wins. So, we'd love to have you back. But yeah, you like France?
Hit and miss. In the rain, I love it. In the dry,
In the rain.
definitely hit and miss. Yeah.
It can rain in France. It's not like Abu Dhabi or Bahrain. You're never gonna get rain.
Yeah,
So,
that might be all right.
you guys had rain this season? I can't recall.
I don't think there's been much in Tier 1.
I think we had a little bit of rain in China midway through the race.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Did
I
it rain
think
towards the end? Or was that Tier 2? I'm getting them all confused.
It was
the end of
towards the
Monaco
end.
was Tier 2. That's what you're
Yeah,
thinking.
Monaco,
It
and
started
then we
raining. You're in the lead, and I didn't even know, and it started raining.
Yeah, and then Zandvoort, it just rained. Maybe
Yeah.
I need more rain in Tier 2.
I think
I'm
so.
noticing a trend now.
Yeah. You're on the
I
wheel
really
now,
don't have
though.
any
You
more-
shouldn't be that good in the rain yet. Like-
I don't think I am. I think it's just been pure luck.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's a win.
yeah, I really don't have any more questions, guys. Again, put on a phenomenal show as always on Monday. Did anyone get up to anything fun over the break? Vacations, yacht parties, things of that nature?
Ryan won because he went hard to Inters at China. Fuzz says, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
he did,
The way
I
that
remember.
Ryan did win China.
His only win in ZOR.
Yeah, after
but
his
yeah.
4th season with us too, which is like
I
he
do
never
remember
won
that now.
before,
Yeah,
and
that
then he
was,
comes into a season late with no practice and starts winning races somehow.
Yeah, he had that battle cry too, and he got 4th. Or no, what did he get? 7th or something? He had a lot of penalties as well.
Yeah,
So he dropped down the order, but 4th on track today.
yeah.
Yeah, no, really no other questions, guys. Again, thanks for putting on a fantastic show. Doth, congrats. I think this was your best finish of the season.
For sure.
Packer, congrats on, I don't even know how many times you've won. I've lost count. 3, 4, 5.
Vietnam, Spain, Monaco. 3, 4.
So this would
4.
be your 4th win.
Yeah.
And Pillars, you were off for a brief period there, but come back strong on the podium. So again, welcome back and congrats on a strong finish. Hoping to talk with you guys again all very soon. But that being said, what's next on the schedule? PC tomorrow, Tuesday, 8 p.m. We will be in Canada. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tier 2 takes on Canada, and Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. I should know this, honestly. I've had a few drinks. Sorry, guys. 3 p.m. Eastern. Canada rounds out the week, and then again back here on Monday next week. We will be in France as Tier 1 takes on the Circuit Paul Ricard. So don't forget to tune in, and we look forward to that race as well. Thank you, guys.
It's an all-Canadian week here at ZOR. Plenty of action,
Yeah.
as Puff Digital
Get
mentioned.
your denim out.
All
Get your
Canadian,
denim out.
all Canadian, eh? Let's
All
go.
It's a
Canadian.
great day for Canada
Let's fucking
and
go,
therefore
boys.
the world.
Let's fucking go. All right.
Get your denim out. Get your jeans out.
Yeah.
This is
Get
for
your,
Canada.
get your poutine.
I'm
Don't
gonna
forget
race in jeans on
the
Thursday.
The maple syrup
for
bacon
Canada.
poutine.
Doth left. Good
Doth,
riddance.
he's sick of Canada. Gets enough exposure when he comes to the Grand Prix
Infamous
every
left
year.
too. Get
Yeah.
rid of him too.
They're like, I don't know what those guys are saying anymore. They started
Yeah.
sounding
Thanks
really
for sticking
Canadian.
around, Packer. You're the best interviewer around.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He's
but
here
yeah,
every
I
week.
think-
He better be good.
I think
We'll
that's
just
gotta be
forget
it.
about Bahrain, okay? We'll
Yeah.
just forget
Yeah.
about Bahrain.
I see. I almost did. I couldn't remember which one wasn't good. But anyways, yeah, that's it. We'll see you for the next few races this week, and I will be back next week for France, hopefully with Puff Digital, unless he goes missing again on one of his binges.
No,
benders,
I should be
whatever
here.
he's doing.
Next Monday is actually the last day of my vacation, so
So
Congrats,
he'll
man.
definitely be on a bender, and he won't be here. So
I'll have a couple
I'll
drinks.
see. I'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
yeah, thank you.